Mr. C.K. Japeth, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you, Paul, for having me.
How have you been, man?
It's great. I mean, difficult times, but someone said never waste a crisis. So we've been busy trying to understand what opportunities come with the crisis.
How is the tech community dealing with this COVID-19 crisis?
You know, as the tech community, we love to say that we leverage technology to solve our most pressing challenges. So what better way than to be solving for COVID-19? That's what validates us as entrepreneurs. So on one side, we have entrepreneurs that have done really well. They've never seen such growth, especially those that are dealing, have thrived with the low-touch economy and have been, building up e-commerce platforms, distribution of products, supporting other small businesses to get online. Some have even seen their systems break down because of the demand. On the other hand, I think there's a category of others that have actually closed. It's been unfortunate for them, where investors have called back and said, unfortunately, we can't be investing during this period, especially looking at how much time they've already put in. A startup that has been operating for three years had raised, its first round, and the investor calls back and says, unfortunately, I also can't raise money anymore to invest in your next round. As I speak right now, probably grown, over 3,000%. Space is about 5,000 square meters, with about 150 startups in the community solving problems in 10 sectors. We've also recently expanded to build additional innovation hubs in 4 regional locations, especially those that have been building digital platforms for e-commerce platforms to support other small businesses to get online. So as everybody was closing down, these were opening up and also helping other small businesses get online. A young entrepreneur yesterday was telling me that Swipe to Pay, that in just the 4 weeks of lockdown, he had more revenue than he had in the last 2 years alone.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. But then unfortunately, of course, on the other side, we have other entrepreneurs, tech entrepreneurs that have had to shut down because the investors have backed down. They can't, continue running, the business costs. They don't have runway, and they have to shut down again in the same period of time.
So for those companies that have done well during this crisis, what is it that they've done differently for them to stand out or to stay afloat?
They have targeted the opportunities within the crisis. Opportunities like how do we distribute medical equipment or requirements to families, to frontline. So they've done. They've gone to where it hurts most, and they've been the solver or creating efficiencies at that point. We have a small startup called Minute 5. It's been doing food deliveries before COVID. During COVID, it was dealing with essential, services like food. So of course, it had to spike. So I think it was the focus around what is essential and what people will demand or will require, especially during this period of time.
How about on your part? How did this impact your business?
A lot of how we've structured our business is significantly different from how a typical incubator or accelerator structures their business. The Innovation Village is mostly an open innovation facility where we leverage the big community that we have to solve problems. But then we saw new opportunities coming up. For example, we launched the COVID Innovation Challenge with a couple of partners, and we got about 52 responses from entrepreneurs who are saying, here is how I'm contributing to solve the problem. And that was an initiative that we undertook.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for